It's 4 o'clock. I'll call the meeting to order. Our first item is the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, welcome to tonight's school board meeting. Can you read the mission statement, Sarah?
The mission of the Marshall Public School District is to educate, support, and prepare all learners for success.
Thank you. Our next item is approval of the agenda.
So moved.
I'll second it.
There's a motion by Tim and a second by Sarah Brink to approve the agenda. Any additions or corrections? If not, I'll call for the vote.
Give me 2 seconds.
Wait.
Oh, come on. Doing so good.
There.
Good.
And the agenda is approved. Our next item is a public forum. Is there anybody from the public want to approach the board? Just a reminder, the Marshall School Board is a meeting in public, not a meeting with the public, so we won't answer any questions or any debate at all, but we are here to listen. So
Okay.
just have you state your name and you'll have about 3 minutes.
Back here or do I?
No, up
Okay.
there.
Never
We
done.
can get you on, we can get you on TV and recorded, so.
Oh, gosh, we don't. need that. It's okay. Alicia Bell. And what's the other thing you said to state?
That's
My
all.
name. Okay. Well, today I wanted to show my daughter because she refused to come because she's mortified that I'm here. So I brought my school pictures. So you know who I'm talking about today. I'm here to advocate for my daughter, Karis Bell. She's a freshman. Although she's mortified that I'm here, I want her to see the right way to advocate for herself and others. Whether speaking today elicits any change or not, I'm doing that also for her. I've typed this so I can be as brief as possible. I thought I had 5 minutes and it says 3, so I'll go very fast. Karis has type 1 diabetes and she does have a 504 plan in place. She is a responsible student who gets good grades, scores well on standardized testing. Karis manages her diabetes with remarkable maturity, which all school nurses within our district will attest to. Karis has participated in band since 5th grade. My son, Caleb Engler, also participated in band from 5th through 11th grade, and he graduated in 2021. Recently, I was informed that students in band are now expected to participate in pep band. This expectation was not shared with families ahead of time, and pep band is not listed anywhere as a required activity. It's actually not listed anywhere in the handbook at all, not even as an activity. It takes place outside of school hours, and previously I thought was extracurricular. It was not required for my son, Caleb. This requirement raised important medical concerns. If pep band is required, then Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act requires schools to provide reasonable accommodations to keep her safe at pep band the same as they do while she's in class. In Karis's case, that means having a trained staff member available to recognize signs of low blood sugar, have access to snacks, be able to administer emergency glucagon injections, and for me to be able to contact this person if needed. For obvious reasons, this cannot be the band director. Karis also plays volleyball. Go Marshall. I have not requested additional staff for volleyball because it's a voluntary commitment. I personally attend every single game, and yes, it was a lot of driving. I also monitor her diabetes remotely during every practice. There's a big difference in remote monitoring her while at volleyball practice versus a crowded football, basketball, or a hockey game. There's also a big difference between a parent choosing an activity and the responsibility that goes with that as a family and the school mandating one. I want to be clear, I'm not asking for any special treatment. I'm asking for fairness, transparency, and safety. Karis works incredibly hard to manage her diabetes so she can lead a normal, healthy life. But as her parent, I see what others don't. The constant monitoring, the overnight corrections, pushing through her stomach aches and headaches until her blood sugar is back in range, the vigilance that allows her to appear completely independent at school. Independence, however, does not mean she no longer needs support. The U.S. Department of Education and the OCR have both made it clear that schools must ensure trained professionals are available to provide diabetes-related care during all school-sponsored activities, regardless of a student's age or ability to self-manage. All that being said, I want to say how grateful I am that our district does have the funding and additional support staff when they're needed. It's reassuring to know that if Karis wanted to participate in activities, there would be resources available to keep her safe and included. That kind of support is what makes our district special and what some in our community may not realize we need more of when they go to the polls today or tomorrow. However, Pep Band is not a part of Karis's personal goals or her future educational goals. Requiring her participation in spending district funds to provide medical supervision for an activity she doesn't even want to do feels like a poor use of already limited resources. At a time when the district is asking taxpayers to approve additional funding, I think it's fair to ask whether we're managing our current resources wisely. Hayden McKittrick and I have been communicating for the past couple weeks about 3 options. The first, and these are in order of my preference, the first would be exclude Karis from being required to participate in Pep Band. The second is if Pep Band remains required, ensure a trained staff member is present without impacting Karis socially. Ideally, Karis's classmates would have no idea that this person is there for her. Or third, allow Karis to replace band with another course next semester because it's a skinny. I'm also open to any other options the school wants to suggest. At the end of the day, this is not just about Pep Band and protecting Karis's rights to participate safely and equitably, but this also uncovered a concern about our district's resources, using our district's resources responsibly. Tomorrow, I need to vote, and I have held off on voting because I was waiting for Hayden to get back to me, which, however, this situation has me pausing before I cast my vote. The referendum is a little ambiguous about what the funds would be used for. There is a bullet point talking about teachers and classroom staffing, which probably applies to this situation. However, this situation isn't about the school. However, in this situation, isn't the school creating a need for additional staff by making after-school activities required, even when a student doesn't want to participate in that activity? This situation has me questioning if my tax dollars are truly needed, or if the need is a consequence of new misguided policies like Pep Band being required. Although I'm waiting on Hayden's final decision of what will happen with Karis and Pep Band, I welcome the school board's response to what I've discussed here.
Thank you very much. Next item is our presentation, our activities update. Welcome, Mitch.
Thank you. I wanted to go over just kind of a brief update on activities for this year. A little bit of unique timing to my presentation. Normally we're towards the end of the year and I can kind of have some good participation numbers for you guys, which I look forward to doing this spring once we get towards or get into that spring activities run where we can kind of look at where we're at participation number wise. Overall, it's been an extremely busy fall. Successful fall, as you all probably know. We've had a lot of success on the court, the field, and then also, I guess, on the tennis courts as well. Throw that on top of there. It's been a very great but busy fall for all of us in athletics and activities. So kind of just run down like what our activities department kind of looks like. There's myself, obviously, and then Amber Gorder, who does a lot of our day-to-day running of our office. I always tell our community and coaches, she's the one that's going to get the season going and kind of wrap things up at the end of the year. And then she also does all of our purchasing to make sure we stay in line and in order there. Alyssa Christensen is on her second year as events coordinator, so she organizes our game day staff, so our ticket takers, scoreboard operators, PA folks, and everybody kind of that makes the the event runs smoothly. We're always looking for help and support for all the different activities and athletics, and there's lots of opportunities to help out. So if there is anyone, please reach out to myself or Alyssa, and we can kind of get you organized there. Right now, I think our biggest need is probably some PA work. It's always tough to find folks that want to hear themselves on a mic, but it's a great opportunity to just help support athletics and activities, and a great way to give back. So last one there, I put Matt is our trainer right now. We do have another one that is hopefully going to be certified in the next coming weeks, Katie. She was hired this past summer, early fall, and we're looking forward to her passing her licensure so she can step on board and help us out. We are transitioning from 25 hours a week to 30 hours a week for those folks. They've been awesome being at all of our postseason events, extremely busy. We share them with neighboring schools as well. So there's always a little bit of a juggling act that we have to kind of work through. Matt and I meet every Monday to kind of look at the schedule to see, where that biggest need is to try to get things covered. They're not at everything, unfortunately, just resources wise. Even if we had all the money in the world, just individuals in that field are becoming fewer and fewer. So we do the best we can with the coverage we have. Talk briefly about kind of our big transition that we're going through in the activities department. We're all moving from what's called Our School Today, which has been a platform that Marshall's used for probably the last decade plus. It has done all of our registration, our scheduling, some of our payment stuff has all kind of run through there. So it's been a big hub for athletic and activities directors across the state and across the country. That was purchased last spring by Arbiter, which is most commonly known for the official side. They have built a new platform, and they have started a registration site, which we used for this fall. It worked out pretty well. There were a couple kinks to kind of work through. Overall, we've kind of worked through them, and I think it's working pretty well for our community. At least that's what Amber tells me. Early November, we're going to be transitioning into a new, full Arbiter platform from Our School Today. It is a big lift for our department. It is a brand new platform that they're creating. It'll be a lot of work for myself and Amber to just become more knowledgeable with that platform. I mean, we've spent the last 4 years working with one, and then we have to transition to a completely new software. So we will not fully transition to that until this summer, but you'll see things kind of change throughout the year when it comes to kind of the schedules, the registration, and that'll be kind of communicated out to parents and families once it becomes open and fully available for community. These are not any changes from previous years, but just a reminder that we did have a transition in the Big South Conference with just kind of the structure. We went to a big, small structure instead of an East and a West. Positives and negatives. Positive, it's more competitive. It's more consistent. Who we see in the postseason, that is who we're going to play in the conference versus, the Pipestones and the Laverns and the Redwoods. We're seeing those more periodically where it's a good fit competitively. This is going to stay in place for the next 2 years, and then we'll see St. James and Blue Earth area transitioning out of the conference at the end of 2027. So that'll be coming up down the road. For us in Marshall, there's not really any changes at this point. Our structure in our half of the conference will stay the same. And just the smalls will look a little bit different. It will open up some opportunities maybe to play some of those more traditional, Southwest Conference opponents in some sports where it's a good fit, like softball, maybe a volleyball, something like that. Year in review. Last year we sent 18 programs to state tournaments, whether it was individuals or as teams. pretty outstanding year. I still have some banners to hang up. We did get some things updated, but still a few things to cross off the list. So far this year, we have had a couple of Big South Conference champions, girls swimming, volleyball, and then football won the district championship, and then obviously the section championship this past week as well. Last year, we also had 9 coaches recognized at the section or state level, which is outstanding. I think we had 2 recognized at the state level for coaches of the year in their sport and activity, which is pretty wild to think of, to have, as many over the last few years as what we have. Just shows you the dedication that we have within our programs. So very thankful for them and their time and effort that they put into their programs. Kind of some challenges that, we'll continue to face in athletics and activities. Officials, we've done our best to fill what we can. We've always had to move some things around. For instance, gymnastics now, we're only allowed to host so many events in the area on the same night. So I can't host when Laverne and Redwood and Worthington are all hosting. We're only allowed to host really 2 or 3 that pull from the same group of judges. So it really makes it challenging. Fortunately for me, I have a dedicated site. I don't have to work around, basketball schedules and stuff like that. So fortunate to have a great facility and have the flexibility to kind of help support to make sure we have all those events covered. Coaches, we still have a few open positions that we haven't been able to fill, unfortunately. Robotics is one. We were able to fill some lower level junior high stuff just kind of last minute, but we're always looking for great people to help lead those athletics and activities programs. So I think right now we filled dance here about a week ago, and we're sitting pretty good for this winter, but there might be 1 or 2 spots open that we're still trying to fill. So I talked about game day help. Briefly kind of shout out again, we do a weekly update and we send it out to all of our administrative staff and then everyone at the high school just to remind everyone, what that week looks like in the year or the week in review. We try to send this out on Mondays, and then it's just a good opportunity to have a one-shot bit of information, and people can just review it, check things out, print it, save it, whatever they want to do so that they can kind of go back to it and not have to find, the website or look in the newspaper or something like that to see kind of those highlights or what's kind of going on in athletics and activities. One thing that I forgot to bring up, but wanted to quickly mention, the State High School League has a couple changes coming down the road. One is the structure in this, how we do sections, which is pretty sweet. In previous years, sections weren't assigned until March, which means football schedules aren't built until really May or early June. So this past year, we didn't have our schedule until the summer. Makes it really, really challenging when you're talking about adjusting, soccer schedules, marching band schedules, getting officials when you're having to kind of do that in just a couple months. So we're hopeful that the State High School League will approve a new plan that will use a 2-year average and create kind of the section process, which would start about 6 months earlier, which means we would have schedules and sections done, about 9 months in advance before seasons kind of get going in the fall. So hopefully that can get approved come December. There's still a few things to kind of work through on that and before it does become final. The last thing is there's some work within the State High School League on just the enrollment and participation side of things when it comes to activities. There's some structure that is being worked through on, where you go to school and where you live and where you're able to participate in activities. The idea is to continue to promote and allow kids to participate in activities, but to also decide like where that is going to be at. Because right now it's still a little bit of based on, local policy on where you're allowed to participate. So hoping that will be kind of finalized this spring, and I'll make sure to keep you in the loop on all that stuff. So, thank you.
Any questions?
I did have a question on the trainer. Are we paying the full cost of that, or is Avera supporting that, or?
Yeah, so it's a shared cost. It's about like a 50-50 cost, I would say. Right now, we pay $20 an hour, and we are reimbursed for postseason events. So anytime we host a section or a Big South event, we're reimbursed by the section and the conference for that. Overall, that price, $20 an hour, has been the same since I started here. So we have not seen an increase in that. So I'm pretty fortunate. When you compare it to other schools, we're in a really good spot when it comes to the amount we're being charged. Some districts are getting charged a full rate of, several tens of thousands of dollars, and coverages, based on availability. Others pay per hour, but I'll be honest, $20 is probably the lowest that folks are getting charged right now.
Are they training the kids in the weight rooms and stuff like that, or are they just at the games to support them, or?
Yeah, so it works kind of two ways. One is game-based support. So they're at all of our, we try to get them at all of our varsity events. If there's multiple events going on, or if there's limited hours or just folks available, then we might not have an event covered, but I always try to be there then if that's the case. The second half is the rehabilitation side. So they're in the office usually about like 2 o'clock, trying to get kids in there to, ice, tape, heat, whatever it is, to kind of get them back and recovered, so they're not having to miss school for an appointment to go in to see a physical therapist or something like that, unless that's needed. And we do currently have a therapist that does come in that we are not charged for on Wednesdays, that works with our student athletes as well.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Will they travel with the teams like this week when they go to state, or
They do not.
they don't?
No.
Okay.
Fortunately, the State High School League does have coverage at all
All
events. So we use their resources to help support. So, football this week in Blaine, they'll have at least one, if not two, athletic trainers there at their events. And you're seeing it less and less often. I think in, 8-10 years ago, trainers would travel pretty consistently, especially for football. And now when we hosted, I think we had 2 trainers from other schools come out of the 4 that we hosted. So it's becoming less frequent. It's just, because then you're having to pay for that travel cost for them to sit on the bus too.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate all you do.
Busy week. Yes.
I like the t-shirt.
Next item is approval of the consent agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion by Jeff and a second by Sarah Runcie to approve the consent agenda. I will call for the vote. It is approved. Next item is board reports or updates. Anybody have any updates? You guys probably I know you all got a ballot for the Southwest West Central Service called Co-op Board of Directors. We're electing four new board of directors, so you can fill that out and give it back to Emily, and she'll get it to the co-op.
Just also shared each of your spots this evening. There's a calendar for the upcoming semester, I believe, from MSBA of different trainings they have going on. And then there is a preview for the MSBA conference that happens in January with what to expect for that. So Emily is working on registrations and hotel room reservations and such for that conference as well.
Last week, the safety committee, they got together. We talked about the winter months coming up and just getting ready for that, procedures for snow removal, that kind of thing. Each of the schools are getting all their required safety drills done. It was a pretty good meeting that way. They're getting their stuff done.
All right, any others?
I'm sure Finance Committee has been rescheduled. The audit has been pushed back until early December. So the Finance Committee will happen so that conversation happens at the same time as that.
No wonder I was confused. Okay,
Yeah, we moved it. So a couple of you got confused with that invite. So that's what happened there.
thank you.
So it's in 2
So it wasn't just me.
It's in 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Is there anything else? I'll just take this time to wish our football team and our volleyball teams good luck this week. It's a busy week for everybody, so good luck to those teams and go Tigers. I will adjourn the meeting.
Thank you.